Hello, dear students. Today we will be doing one more topic in the chapter circulatory system. We will be doing the concept of blood grouping. So let's start. Blood grouping was discovered for the first time in 1900s by Karl Landsteiner. He said that there are four different types of blood groups in humans based on the difference in the proteins or the antigens present on the surface of RBCs and the different antibodies present in the blood plasma. So let's study what these antigens and antibodies are. An antigen is basically a marker or a protein present on the surface of RBCs. These markers can be A antigen or B antigen. If only A antigen is present, the blood type is A. If only B antigen is present, the blood type is B. And if both A and B antigen are present, the blood type is AB. And if no antigen is present on the surface of the RBCs, the antigen type is, the blood type is O. That means there is no antigen in case of blood group O. Now, just like antigen, there are antibodies which are present floating freely in the plasma. So the people with the blood group A will have antigen A, but will have an antibody anti-B. The two, antibody and antigen, should not be able to fix like a lock and key. So the antigen and antibody do not match and hence can survive. Same way with people having blood group B, the antigen is B, but the antibody is anti-A. With people having blood group AB, the antigens which are present are both A and B, but the antibody is missing. There is no antibody in the blood. And the people with blood group O have no antigen on their surface, but both antibodies are found in their blood. That means it is the antigen which is responsible for the name of the blood group. If blood group A is there, it is because of the antigen A. Blood group B is because of antigen B. Blood group AB is because of antigen A and B. And blood group O is because there are no antigens on the surface of the RBCs. Now, so Karl Landsteiner said that in case of blood group A, they have antigen A on the RBC, and antibody which is present in plasma is anti-B. In case of blood group B, the antigen is present on the RBC is B, and the antibody which is present in plasma is anti-A. In case of blood group AB, the antigens which are present are both A and B, but there are no antibodies in plasma for people having blood group AB. And in case of people having blood group O, the RBCs have no antigens on their surface, but both antibody A and antibody B are present in the plasma. So he was able to find that these four different types of blood groups exist in case of humans. Now, the study of blood groups is very important, especially in case of blood donation and blood transfusion. When blood transfusion has to be done, that means blood has to be given from one person to another in case of excessive blood loss. The compatibility of the blood groups matching should be there. If that is not taken into account, it can lead to a clumping or agglutination. That means sticking together of the RBCs. So what happens is if the blood groups are not compatible, that means the antibody and antigen will match. They can stick to each other, forming a mass or a cluster. That is called as clumping or agglutination. Clumping or agglutination is going to lead to hemolysis. That means complete destroying of the RBCs. Once a cluster of RBCs has been formed, because the two of them fix on each other like a lock and key, they form a cluster or a group and they stay together. So the RBCs are destroyed. And this is not beneficial, especially if a primary purpose is to increase the RBC or the hemoglobin count of a person by blood donation. So the antibodies on RBCs, they bind the antigens on other RBCs. So antibodies and antigens together, they bind and they form clusters. And this is called as agglutination or clumping. So whenever blood transfusion has to be done, it has to be made sure that the blood groups are compatible, that the similar blood groups should get blood. Otherwise, agglutination or clumping can take place. Now, another thing that you need to keep in mind during blood transfusion is the Rh factor. Now, Rh factor is an inherited protein. It is found on the surface of RBCs. It was first of all discovered in the monkey called as the rhesus monkey by these two scientists, Alexander S. Wiener and Karl Landsteiner. These two in 1937 found out about the Rh factor and they started calling it as Rhd factor by 1940. So according to the Rhd factor, they said that the people who have the Rh factor, it is said that they have another antigen on their surface. That antigen is sometimes also referred to as a D antigen. So according to this, the blood groups are now divided into 8 subtypes. So O blood group is divided into O negative and positive, depending upon presence or absence of D antigen. A blood group is divided into being A negative and A positive, depending upon the Rh antigen or the D antigen. B blood group is divided into B negative and B positive, depending upon the presence or absence of D antigen. And same way, AB blood group is divided into AB negative and AB positive, depending upon the presence or absence of the D antigen. Now, whenever blood group has to be checked for blood transfusion, it must always be verified that the similar positive or negative compatibility should be taken in account. That means the Rh factor should also be checked. If Rh positive blood is given to an Rh negative person, that person is going to develop antibodies against it and treat it as an infection. So here, supposingly, if O positive blood group is given to a person with O negative blood group, his blood will develop antibodies against the O positive, the D antigen on O positive. And within 2 weeks of transfusion, some damage to the blood or the organs will take place. So to prevent that from happening, always the antigen antibody interaction is kept in mind. The Rh factor compatibility is always kept in mind. Now here I need to mention about one type of blood group called as the golden blood group. Now the golden blood type is basically the Rh null blood group. It doesn't mean that they have no Rh antigen, that is, it is not Rh negative, but they have none of the subtypes of Rh antigens. They are altogether absent. Rh antigen is basically inherited. So it runs in families. It is the rarest blood group, and less than 50 individuals have this blood group. So this blood group, which is Rh null, that means they are neither Rh positive nor Rh negative. They simply don't have the Rh antigen, any kind of Rh antigen, any kind of this Rh protein. Those people are called as the golden blood types. So here we have a small chart by which you can find out which person, which blood type can donate blood to which all blood types. So O negative people can donate blood to O negative, O positive, A negative, A positive, B negative, B positive, AB negative, and AB positive. O positive people, on the other hand, can give blood to only positives. O positive, that means they have the Rh antigen, the D antigen. They can give blood to O positive, A positive, B positive, and AB positive. A negative can give blood to both A's, A negative and positive, but can also give blood to AB negative and AB positive. A positive can give blood to A positive and AB positive. B negative blood group can give blood to B negative, B positive, AB negative, and AB positive. And B plus, on the other hand, can give blood to positives only. That means B positive and AB positive. AB negative people can give their blood to AB negative and AB positive blood group. An AB positive blood group can give blood only to AB positive. What this means is that O negative can give majority of the blood to all the blood types. So O negative is called as universal donor. On the other hand, AB plus, that means AB positive, can receive blood from all the blood types. So AB positive is called as the universal recipient. So we have O negative as universal donor, AB positive as universal recipient. Now, certain key points about blood transfusion you must keep in mind. First thing is transfusion basically means the transferring of the blood or its product, any of its products, into another person. And generally, the blood plasma is not transfused. It is the RBCs which are transfused. That is why the blood plasma which has the antibodies, they are not sent or they are not given to a person who requires a blood transfusion. The RBCs which have their antigens on their surface, only they are transfused. Therefore, O negative is the universal donor because it is going to give its RBC which has got no antigen on its surface. So it can give its blood to any of the other blood group bearing people. And AB positive is going to receive the RBCs from other people. So they are not getting any antibodies. Since they are not getting any antibodies, they can easily receive the RBCs having A antigen or B antigen or both AB antigen or even RH antigen inside their blood. So that makes O negative as the universal donor and AB positive as the universal receptor. So remember, during blood transfusion, it is basically the RBCs which are transfused and not the blood plasma. Blood plasma can also be transfused in special cases, but basically it is the transfusion of RBCs. Another kind of RH incompatibility occurs during pregnancy. The term used for that is erythroblastosis fetalis. It is a severe RH incompatibility. It occurs when the wife happens to be RH negative and she is married to a man who is RH positive and she bears an RH positive fetus. So the mother who's RH negative is bearing the first RH positive child. Due to some reason, maybe an injury, maybe due to impact, maybe due to some damage to the placenta or umbilical cord, the RBCs come in contact with the maternal blood. Technically, the blood of the parent and that means the maternal and the fetal blood never come in contact. But due to some reason, if they do come in contact, then the mother in that case will get sensitized to the RH substance, that means to the RH factor. Once she gets sensitized, she will be making antibodies in her blood. Now, these antibodies do no harm to the first child. The first child is born as such without any kind of harm. But if she conceives a second fetus and that second fetus is also RH positive, and she conceives soon after the first child, the antibodies which were previously prepared in the first pregnancy will multiply in large number, will pass through placenta and the umbilical cord and cause severe damage to the developing fetus. It can damage the heart, it can damage the liver, it can damage the kidney, it can lead to jaundice, it can lead to various kinds of organ failure, and it can even lead to death of fetus or abortion. So this is a severe kind of RH incompatibility which results during pregnancy, and it is called as erythroblastosis fetalis. So what is erythroblastosis fetalis? It is a severe medical condition that most commonly results from incompatibility between certain blood types of a woman who is pregnant and the fetus. This takes place when the woman is RH negative and her husband is RH positive and she bears an RH positive fetus. Exposure to fetal antigens sensitizes the mother to produce antibodies for RH substance. And once she has been sensitized, the body's immune system will recognize any future Rh positive cells as foreign and attack them. Now, if that does happen, it can cause jaundice and other more severe complications, including possible heart failure. And in very severe cases, it can cause abortion or death of the fetus. So, with this, we finish this part in the circulatory system. The remaining part we will do in other videos on this chapter. So, hope you have understood it all. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.